The best of the best.
I would not say the best of the best.
I'm the greatest.
I would just say your audio is looking okay. I wouldn't say you're specifically the best.
Yeah, I am. Thank you.
No siree. No siree.
Hey. I had to get a, my phone is like almost breaking.
Yeah. Breaking.
Inside out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's making meth. For cancer.
Okay, what's your story?
I'm just...
That's it?
I had to go to the store and... Luckily my parents bought like phone insurance or some shit, so I'm getting a new phone shipped to me. And it just shipped. It's the same phone but new.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I need a new phone too.
Yeah.
But I want to buy it off because I like to, I like to keep my old phone still in case anything happens. So I got paid all the way off. Anyway,
Sus.
Enough of boring talk.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like the new phone, the new iPhone or anything. It's the same phone I have. But yeah, it just shipped, so now I'll have a working phone again.
So, Shane.
Ooh, cool. Your new keyboard.
Yeah, I have it on a pulsating effect, but I can.
Oh, you didn't get like the clicky one?
This cookie.
Oh.
You want that one on?
Oh.
Or do you want this one on? Or do you want this one on? Or it like meets in the middle?
I like that one.
Wow.
That's so cool.
Wow. Then there's this. It's like a different pulsating one.
Yeah.
This one is where when you press a button, it makes like a water effect. And then this one. Things where it just stays on.
Yeah.
This one is where the last buttons you press like stay on for a while, and they go away. It's kind of like stupid, like it has so many things. Yeah. This one I had it on, I think so. Or just slowly steams and then goes back up. Yeah, I like that one. Good subtle. Yeah. I'm probably gonna cut all this out.
All of the.
You want to keep it going?
I mean, why not? We're just chilling. Just hanging out. I mean, it's just cool.
All right. We got a lot of things to go over. Well, we got 3 things to go over.
Yep.
But I feel like we can go over them for a while. Jeremiah's not here. We haven't heard from him. He might pop in later.
He might be dead.
He might pop in later, or he might just
be dead.
Not be in this episode.
He could just be dead.
Stop saying that. If he's dead, I'm gonna leave this in. You're gonna be like, oh, don't. Please cut it out. I'm not gonna cut it out.
Well, that's why I'm saying it, because I'm calling it right now. He's dead.
Stop.
Okay, that's awful.
Get that energy out of here. Take that energy and throw it into your purifying stones.
There's one time I said that about our boss. Our lady boss.
Oh.
Boss lady.
I was like...
Kelsey was like... well, I haven't heard from her today, and I was like, maybe she's dead. But I said it under my breath, and no one heard it, and I was like...
Don't say that.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of things that shouldn't be said,
Rush Limbaugh.
Fuck made an entire career of saying things that shouldn't be said.
Yeah.
So yeah, what I want to talk about today is Biden being useless. Biden basically going back on everything he said within like a month.
Yeah.
I guess it's month 2. Whatever. No, because he got sworn in the end of January, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's been only like a month, and he's already gone back. He's gone back on like everything.
Well, yeah, not even.
And then I want to talk about Rush Limbaugh being scum of the earth and why it's not even that good that he died. He needed to die earlier. We needed to go back in time and kill him. Go back in time and kill him. I saw a great tweet that was like, "Don't celebrate his death, mourn his life." It's like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And the third one was Texas, which is getting fucked right now. So I have 4 friends who live in Texas. That's all gonna be in the. If you keep kicking the mic, it's good. Okay. Well, I have like 4 friends who are in Texas, and they're all very left leaning, and they're all just suffering because Texas has gerrymandering that forces the state to just be right wing forever, basically.
Yeah.
So they're just getting fucked.
Voter oppression.
Ted Cruz is like, yeah, it's cold, I'm leaving. I'm like, Ted, fix this. And he's like, dude, it's cold. Like, yeah, I wish everyone in Texas could just leave.
Yeah, Ted Cruz literally got on a flight to Cancun.
Yeah.
Like, the day of.
Yeah.
And now he's coming back.
He was like, well, my daughters wanted to go on vacation. I didn't want to go on vacation.
Yeah.
You went to Cancun, you piece of shit. No one goes on Cancun because they don't want to. You go because you want to.
Yeah.
And that's literally your job to fix things. So you can't, if you're leaving when it's...
Well, actually, it's the governor's job to deal with that. But he has influence in the government to get aid and stuff.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he should be helping.
Yeah.
But he's not.
No.
But all the blame doesn't entirely lay on him.
No. Didn't a mayor step down, right? It wasn't like the whole governor. Some mayor in Texas stepped down because he said, stop asking for handouts while they had no power. Which, you pay for electricity, you pay for power. Like, that's not a handout. You are actually paying for that. Mm-hmm. And the funny thing is the same thing, whenever, like, Flint didn't have water for, years and years. I don't even know if they have water yet or not, but they were just paying for water that they couldn't drink.
Yeah.
And it's like the same price, because that's how the system works. Just like right now, during all these shutdowns, everyone's paying the same prices and being paid the same prices for doing completely different things. And it's just like, oh, you mean like all this is arbitrary and none of this is actually like, we're not actually being paid a set amount for a certain reason at all? It's just like we're just being paid a certain amount?
Yeah, by conservatives, by their... I forget the word.
Logic?
Yeah, by their logic, shouldn't prices have skyrocketed right now?
Prices on what? On
everything.
I mean...
Because you know how they're always like, if you increase minimum wage, everything's going to go up.
Well, what do you mean? Like, because in Illinois the minimum wage went up? Or what do you mean?
No, because of like shutdowns and shit.
Oh, yeah, well, it has hurt the economy. But it didn't like...
But when prices skyrocket?
Yeah, well, no, I guess not. I don't know.
Exactly.
But all that's really happened is jobs have been closing down. People have been getting fired. That's what's been happening. So there's most people without work, and it's hurting the economy in those areas. So that's the issue. And how do we fix it? We fix it by pumping money into the economy. But people are like, no, we can't do that. And it's like, yeah, we need the New Deal like all over again.
Yeah.
It's bad. And Biden was talking big talk. He was like, yeah, I'll pay you
I'm going to erase student loan debt.
Oh, wait, I can't do that.
What?
He said he literally said he's not going to do that.
He said it on his campaign website.
I know. He said he was going to do it, and during the most recent town hall, he said he couldn't do it. He started going on this big speech about what he did when he was saving up money for college, and different things you can do to save up for college and stuff. And
wait, so he just went completely back on his word?
That's what I said. I said Biden is reversing everything he said he was going to do
right.
within a month, and I meant student loan debt as well.
Well, I know that. So originally it was
it's not just the $2,000 checks things. It's also he's not going to do any. He wants to do some student loan forgiveness, but he's not going to erase all of it.
Yeah, I know. Like at first he wanted to do $50,000, and then he went down to $10,000 or something.
Yeah,
and now it's just like
you ain't going to do it, are you?
No.
Just like everything. He promised doing this. But the thing is, the way Biden and Obama negotiated with the Republicans back then was they just gave the Republicans what they wanted and then got nothing in return ever.
Yeah.
And so when you're voting for a guy who's like, I'm going to work with Republicans, but it's Biden, that doesn't mean anything. But the American people are stupid and they don't understand how this works. So Biden has been saying, well, I know I was going to do this, but I'm going to do this instead and see where that gets me. And he's finding that he's not going to do anything. He's just going to keep reducing and nothing's going to happen. I mean, we're in a stillborn situation since Obama. And we rattled the cage up with Trump a little bit, but we fucked it up worse by rattling the cages. And now we're back in that stillborn situation because people thought that Bernie couldn't beat Trump. when it's like...
Even though a majority of Americans want progressive...
Yes. Yeah, but they don't know... They think they can't get it the way Bernie says we can get it, I guess. They think that we... I don't even know what they think. But people just don't like Bernie Sanders. Well, that's true. People just don't like Bernie. That's the truth. The truth of the matter is people actually just don't like Bernie. But, like, I'm talking about old people. And the problem is those are the ones who vote. And even if me and you vote, it doesn't change enough. Like, it's hard to get everyone involved. Because, like, 19-year-old girls are, like, playing with crystals. They're like, I would vote for Bernie, but I don't like his sign. He's, like, a Virgo or whatever. And his sun is a moon. His moon is Jupiter. And, like, I can't vote for that.
Yeah.
And they're like, by my calculations, through my astrology chart, I want to vote for... And they say, like, I don't know. They're like, wait, Pete Buttigieg. Oh, I've never heard of him, but yes, I'll vote for him. So, but the truth is, the real reality is everyone's just smoking dope and fucking people and going to clubs and having fun and not giving a shit. And the problem is that is, I feel like it's bullshit we ask so much of the younger generation. The adults just need to not be fucking retarded. It's like, why do we always blame the youth when the reality is that it's like, you don't blame rape victims for being raped. You blame the rapists. It's just stop raping. So just stop voting for fucking idiots and get with the program.
Yeah, they're always like, oh, the global warming's gonna have to be fixed by the younger gen. Why can't you just fix it now?
Just fix it now. Yeah. I know. It's so, and it's like, I don't know, 10 years ago people were still on the fence about it. Nowadays it's pretty wildly believed. Even Republicans are like, oh yeah, I guess we were wrong. Like, pretty much people just believe in global warming, especially because there's so many catastrophic weather events literally every year. We're in the middle of one right now. We're not in the middle. It's ending now. But yeah, Texas getting snow. They got snow last year, and they don't normally get snow. So,
but I thought global warming was supposed to warm the planet.
Yeah, I thought it was supposed to warm. I guess we need some global warming. It's like you do realize we haven't had snow in the South in like a long time, right? So,
which is caused by global warming.
Yeah.
Global warming
that's why
means
they changed it to climate change.
Yeah, because it means hotter summers and colder winters.
Yeah. So they needed a better name. They thought global warming was a cool, hip, young name. And they're like, no. We have to change it to climate change. Yeah.
Because not only does...
Because people don't read what it means. They just go off of what it sounds like.
Yeah.
So you have to have a good name.
So, like, the CO2 emissions, which is blocking the sunlight. So not only does it trap sunlight into the earth, which makes summers warmer, it's blocking warmth in sunlight from getting into the planet.
Yeah.
Which makes winters colder because there's not as much sunlight.
Yeah.
That's why it's so extreme on both ends.
Yeah.
Because of climate change.
It's called, yeah.
Spring and fall is gonna go away completely. It's just gonna be summer or winter.
It's already shorter and shorter. But yeah, we only have so many years before, Now,
2025 is when they said it would be irreversible.
2025
is when damage from climate change would be irreversible.
Yeah, because it was like way later. It was like 2050 or something, and then Trump did nothing, and then he was like, "We're gonna deregulate," and it started making it worse and worse and worse. The thing is, he can't see it right now, so he doesn't. Trump still don't believe it. Trump doesn't believe in it.
Yeah,
he straight just doesn't believe it, and that's what you guys vote for. And I know it's because you're just racist, and you're like, I just want a racist in the office.
Yeah.
My dad was like, well, people want a guy who speaks his mind, and I'm like, well, I want a guy who speaks his mind who's not racist. You know what I'm saying? So that's
has some kind of a filter.
And I wish that he. Well, you don't need a filter if you're not racist.
Yeah.
But also, it'd be nice if he just believed in
science.
If he understood economic theory, if he believed in science, if he wanted to look up any 1 ounce of piece of research on transgender people or gay people, instead of just demonizing them constantly.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, ooh, 2 gay people raising a child. The thing is, it was funny because he never campaigned on anti-gay stuff. He never did any speeches about anti-gay stuff. He just kept writing anti-gay stuff, and people were just like, oh, well, yeah. And it's like, he doesn't call him out on this.
Yeah.
Hold him to task on this. I know there's a lot to call him out on, and I understand that it's difficult. But what the fuck? How call him out on that? Like, hold him to it.
Hold his cock.
Like, if you are bothered, but you know, that's the thing. They just want to see black people killed by the police, and they want no one to care about it. And so Trump's their man, you know? So
Trump is their man.
Trump's their man. And yeah, I'm glad that he's banned off Twitter, and I'm glad that we can't hear him anymore. That's what needed to happen. That's what should have happened to Rush Limbaugh. He should have been banned off everything.
A long time ago.
A long time ago. Instead of getting this huge radio platform where he was the most viewed radio broadcast for like decades and decades, and like since the 80s he was like a fucking huge household name, and it's like all he does is spew hate speech, which I put a video up. It actually has like 50 something views right now, and it's got like 13 likes and like 4 dislikes, and I'm like, damn dude, we never get dislikes because normally people just don't give a shit enough.
Yeah.
You know, so it feels good getting some dislikes.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I'm kind of happy. And the only comment was, like, glad he's dead or something like that. And I'm glad people aren't... oh, yeah, we got to talk about Tim Pool before we talk about Rush Limbaugh. No, we'll talk about Tim Pool after.
Yeah, we're already talking about Rush.
Let's talk about Rush Limbaugh because, well, Tim Pool was like, we shouldn't be... He said it's bullshit that we hate on people who are dead on the other side. Like we have to show respect to the other side when something tragic happens. And the thing is, Tim Pool plays this character where he's 100% alt-right, 100% right-wing, 100% conservative. All he does day in and day out is defend conservatism. But him and Dave Rubin do this thing where they say, well, we used to be left-leaning, but the left just pushed us because they're just a terrible behavior. And basically, it's just a giant grift. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
It's just a giant grift. They're not left-leaning at all. And so when they're like, oh, we're morally good people because... And basically, Jank from the Young Turks said, like, no, you can make fun of the dead because Rush Limbaugh's a piece of shit and he ruined everyone's lives. Like, he was trying to ruin people's lives. He was
Can you
racist.
not make fun of, like, Hitler or something? Like,
yeah, no.
Can you not... Do you guys not make fun of, like, fucking...
If you, in the 1920s... No, sorry, not 1920s. If you in, like, the 1940s or whatever, were like, hey, guys, let's not celebrate Hitler's death.
Mm-hmm.
He's still a human being. You probably would have get punched in the fucking face.
Right. Or, I mean, they talk about, like, Stalin's death all the time, and...
Yeah.
I don't know. It just doesn't make sense.
Well, you know whose death Rush Limbaugh talked about was Kurt Cobain's, because Kurt Cobain died from heroin. Or, no, he did heroin, which means that he didn't... We should have no sympathy for him killing himself
because he did heroin.
Because he did heroin. He also had a segment on a show called AIDS, where he would talk about gay people who died of AIDS, and he would play the song "Another One Bites the Dust," which is by a gay man who died of AIDS. So, like,
what a piece of shit!
It's almost like Rush Limbaugh literally made fun of dead people all the fucking time.
Yeah.
So, how about I wish that we, I don't like the image of him, like. People keep showing like these pictures of him. I don't know. You know what? Fuck that. He's just dead. And I'm glad. That's all I have to say. But basically, it goes deeper than that. He has some quotes. One of my favorite quotes is him saying, "If you want contraceptives like birth control, then you're a slut, and you're a prostitute, and we should be allowed to watch you have sex because we're paying for it." However, plot twist, he said this not after the fact, but during. He had prescription medication for erectile dysfunction. He was getting free boner pills and saying women should be forced to record themselves fucking so we can watch it for our own entertainment because we should not have to pay for women having sex.
Which just goes to show that anti-abortion people, it has nothing to do with saving babies or anything like that. It has all to do with punishing women for having sex. That's what it's all about. It's what it's always been about. It's about if women have sex, it's bad. And so that's just one of his quotes. But he has many. He also says if you want to stop abortions, you should require abortions to be done by a gun.
What?
Why'd he say that? He's saying we should kill people who want abortions, basically. He also said a lot of racist shit. I mean, I have the video up, but I mean, it's like he made fun of feminists, called them feminazis. He made fun of black people all the time. He said Trayvon Martin is guilty of a hate crime because he attacked George Zimmerman. Because people on the right kept saying that. What? People on the right, like in our last podcast, I included the tweet of Ben Shapiro saying Trayvon Martin would be alive today if he didn't tackle George Zimmerman and bash his head into the concrete, which is not what happened. That's literally not what happened. George Zimmerman was following him and attacked him, and then when George Zimmerman started getting his ass beat, he shot and killed Trayvon Martin, who was a 14-year-old boy who was being stalked by a grown man. And the reason the man was stalking him is because he was waiting for Trayvon to break a law. So, and then George Zimmerman got off scot-free. So, which means the jury was not of Trayvon Martin's peers, but it was of George Zimmerman's peers.
Yeah.
So that's kind of, I'm just saying, it's a little racist. But yeah. So, I mean, Rush Limbaugh said so many racist things and so many homophobic things, sexist things. I included it in a video. It's not really what we normally do.
You don't have the right to protest.
Yeah. He was like, he's like, here's my rules for illegal aliens. And he's like, you have no right to protest, and you can't badmouth the president. Mm-hmm. You can't have welfare. You're only allowed to be here if you produce 4 times, or no, I think he said 40 times the minimum wage or something like that. It's like you have to be an investor who's like helping the country, or else you're not allowed in America. And he's like saying this with a cigar in his hand, all cocky, all proud of himself. Mm-hmm. And it's like, dude, America is about this. This is what America's all about, is immigration. Like, we were founded by immigration, basically. The only reason we exist is thanks to immigration. So for you to turn around and be like, it just always begs the question, like, are we against immigration or are we against non-white people?
Yeah.
And yeah, Rush Limbaugh says a lot of anti-black things, so I'm assuming he's really just championing white people. So, but I did include a great part at the end of that video where he talks about how, because Rush Limbaugh was a huge champion of the Iraq War. He was really for the Iraq War, just like Bill O'Reilly and a lot of the right-wing pundits. Mm-hmm. And he did this more recent segment where he was like, what if we were fed faulty information about the Iraq War to make Republicans look bad? No, what if Dick Cheney and George Bush just wanted oil and they tried to sell America on the Iraq War? George Bush would say that the Iraq War was connected to 9/11. There's no bad information. Yeah. It's not bad information. It's just George Bush being a fucking liar.
Yeah.
He's a liar.
Yeah. That and the whole WMDs. He was trying to be like, what if we were just lied to about, or yeah.
Yeah. What if he's like, we had information about WMD. No, you fucking didn't.
You just lied about it.
It's called a lie, bro. You guys, well, the thing is, he believed the Republican politicians, so. Here's the thing. He's been wrong about everything. His opinions have always been wrong, and he said he'd lost when gay marriage was legal. Because I mean, he's straight up homophobic. People in the 2000s, you were politically correct. It was okay to be homophobic. Like, it was like a hot button issue. Should we allow gay marriage? Should we not? It was okay to be openly homophobic. Mm-hmm. And so now he's on the wrong side of history. But, like, it's not just that he's on the wrong side of history about homophobia. He was also wrong about economics. He was wrong about, like, drugs and everything related to crime, which I should mention. that he really, was like, okay, we're too easy on drug offenders. Drug offenders need to be thrown in prison. And then he was like, oh, I'm addicted to pain pills. Mm-hmm. Like, you fucking hypocrite.
And he didn't get put in prison for it.
Yeah, of course not. Well, I mean, whatever, because...
Watch, everyone out there watch Crack, Cocaine, Corruption, and Conspiracy. It's on Netflix. It's about the crack epidemic.
About how we basically just made it happen on purpose?
Yeah. And then we punished people for it.
Yeah.
Instead of helping them.
We sold them crack, and then we're like... Oops.
We didn't directly sell them. We just let it happen. Mm-hmm. And then whenever people started getting addicted to crack, we just threw them in jail.
Yeah. Which we know doesn't work. I mean, I think we knew back then it doesn't stop anyone.
Yeah.
So...
They would let cops, just beat the shit out of black people.
Yeah.
And frame them for crack.
Well, the thing is,
if there were two black people walking next to each other,
yeah,
and one of them had crack, they'd split it up and put it on both people, and then arrest both of them.
That's fucked up. The thing is that we've never really ended racism, and I know that's sounds silly, but people think oh well, we ended segregation, and before then we ended slavery, but it's we had slavery, and then after slavery ended, we still kind of had fucked up shit going on. That's when the KKK got really huge.
Yeah.
We're having lynchings all the time. I mean, fucked up shit kept happening for a long time. And then it got down to segregation was the thing. And then we got rid of segregation, but we still had...
By the way, there were still lynchings going on. And,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Still. And that's when we started doing blockbusting, and we started basically forcing black people into the hood and
redlining,
denying all their redlining, denying them any job opportunities, basically fucking up their infrastructure, and basically forcing them to all live in one spot by depleting all of their money. So that way we could have segregation still,
which is still happening.
Yes. And so when people are when people talk about reparations, I don't know what reparations we could even possibly have at this point. It's so bad.
Well, Rush Limbaugh wanted them to give us reparations. Right.
We need reparations from the Native Americans.
Yeah.
Because it's not enough that we literally own the country we stole.
Mm-hmm. Because what did he say? He said
they invented tobacco,
which killed more white people than we killed Indians, while he's smoking a fat cigar.
While he's literally smoking a cigar every fucking episode.
Yeah.
While he's addicted to pain pills. While he's getting boner pills that are free for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing all these fucking hypocritical things. He doesn't practice what he preaches. He's a fucking hypocrite.
He's also...
He profits off of hatred.
He also said that white people shouldn't feel guilty about slavery because we owned the least amount of slaves for the shortest period of time. And that just excuses it completely.
Yeah, the majority of the black population in America is only here because we enslaved them and stole them from Africa. But okay.
and what, just because you think we're the least amount of... Still doesn't make it okay.
No.
I don't get
it. And it'd be one thing if it was just slavery, but it's slavery, segregation, all the lynching, just destroying the entire black economy in general, forcing them to all live in the ghettos and stuff, then doing nothing for them, but punishing them, keep demonizing them, arresting them, which is ruining their families even further.
Mm-hmm.
Just doing everything in our power to hurt them time and time again. And it's and then if you speak up on it, you're a radical, and you're they're doing what Tim Pool's doing. They're saying you're the bad guy because you're speaking out against something bad. And that's why Tim Pool is the ultimate cuck boy. He's just a giant cuck boy. I don't know. No one really respects Tim Pool. In fact, he's routinely picked on and made fun of constantly. I mean, I think people think he's the dumbest person in the political game right now. He's never on Joe Rogan, because I think even Joe Rogan knows he's just a fucking grifter. And everyone knows that Tim Pool is just the only one dumber than Tim Pool is Dave Rubin. But it's everyone, no one has any respect for Tim Pool at all. But it's he still has a lot of followers. He still has a lot of viewers. And the thing is, he can make a tweet and say Jank, you're the bad guy because you're demonizing a dead guy, even though that dead guy demonizes people all the time. And also, that dead guy probably was responsible for a ton of gay people being thrown out of their homes when they were teenagers. And that dead guy is responsible for tons of problems happening with black people. And tons of... Mike Pence said in like the 2000s that he wouldn't be here without Rush Limbaugh's support. Like he's a horrible person who doesn't practice anything he preaches. He doesn't live by his morals at all. He has no morals. He just fucking knows how to rile up people who are fucking retarded, basically. So, yeah. So I mean, I wish that he died 20 years ago. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
Some people just... It's not that they need to die, but they need to be deplatformed. And Rush was one of those guys.
But that's against free speech.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's like, oh, Trump censored. Even my dad, he said he quit Facebook because he's like, well, if you can get fired for being a Republican, then, you know, that's terrible. And I was like, well, no one gets fired for being a Republican. They get fired for saying things Republicans say.
Yeah.
And it's not that they say, you know, I like trickle-down economics.
It's because they say the N-word and I hate black people.
It's because they say, what did that fucking bitch from Mandalorian
Republicans
say?
are the same as Jews during the
said,
Holocaust.
Yeah, Republicans are the same as Jews during the Holocaust. That was not... She was warned. That was not the first thing she said.
You know, the guy who plays the Mandalorian...
Yeah. Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. Now everyone's coming after him, saying all the Republicans are coming after him, saying he should be fired.
Which means like
for
10% of the people who care about this.
Right. For
he
comparing
called someone a Nazi or something, right?
No, he compared what we're doing to illegal immigrants from Mexico to concentration camps,
which we are.
Which we are exactly doing.
Well, that's what AOC said too, and people got mad at her. Like, neo-libs got mad at her. And it's like... But concentration camps do exist outside of Nazi Germany. It's not like...
They existed... We've had them here before.
And she didn't say...
They are in China right now.
She didn't say... Yeah. She didn't say, we're doing a gas chamber.
They are here right now.
Yeah. She didn't say we're killing them or gas chambering them. She said a concentration camp. America had a concentration camp for Japanese kids, too, back in World War II. That's what it's called, a concentration camp. That's literally what it is. That's the definition of what a concentration camp is.
Yeah, and so they're saying that his comparing of the literal concentration camps in the U.S. to the literal concentration camps in Germany is the same as her saying Republicans are treated like Jews during the Holocaust.
Yeah,
but it's not. Well, because she's just complaining.
Well, he's talking about a serious issue of... Yeah. And it's a debate. You know, is this and is this that? But what she's doing is... I mean, what's her evidence that first of all, no one ever said... Well, yeah. It's like, what are we doing that's so similar to what Nazis do? Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure we didn't even impeach Trump. What bad happened to Republicans? Nothing bad's happening to them.
We don't put, like, the Star of David on Republicans.
Yeah.
We don't brand them.
They brand themselves.
Yeah. We don't throw them in ghettos. Yeah. We don't put them in concentration camps. The little Mexican kids, we put them in concentration camps. We fucking kick them out of there.
No, the Republicans are literally Nazi sympathizers. Yeah. And you guys are complaining that... Here's the thing. What happened to Gina is what should have happened to people years ago. The problem is what people say is, oh, now everything's offensive. No, it's always been offensive. We've always said stop saying those things, but there was no punishment for it. So you said yeah, tomato. You know, you're that kind of guy. I'm this kind of guy. No, it's literally offensive. And like, yeah, but it doesn't offend anyone I care about. Yeah, that's why we have to punish you, because you don't care. And the punishment isn't you're thrown in jail. The punishment isn't...
Never has been.
Punishment isn't you banned off everything or anything. The punishment is... She literally has a free market opportunity to work with Ben Shapiro, who is a failed screenwriter. She has the opportunity to work with Ben Shapiro, who Ben Shapiro thinks when men wear dresses, that's disgusting. But, you know, her entire character is this muscular woman who basically exists to be a token strong female SJW character.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, because she's not a man in a dress, it's okay. Because women can be like men, but men can't be like women, because that's gay.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem. If you're like, you wear a dress, you're fucking gay. So for her to basically be a masculine woman, that's okay. Ben has no problem with that. But if you're Harry Styles in a dress. Also, you know.
What is she doing for Ben?
She's going to be in his project. All she said was going to be a project with him.
Good.
And so this is why Disney needs to fire her, which they did. And the reason why is because she's platforming people like Ben Shapiro and giving him more popularity.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's like, hey, I'm in this Disney made a super successful show. And now I'm going to help this fucking guy who spreads constant propaganda that's anti-Islam, anti-Muslim. And Disney's like, yeah, you're fired. Like, you can't do that. That's exactly why she needs to be not just deplatformed, but she needs to be metaphorically tarred and feathered. Like, she needs to be humiliated and disgraced. Yeah. And there's no bigger disgrace than working with Ben Shapiro, so there you go.
So, yeah.
I mean, imagine you're in the show that's considered the savior of Star Wars. The most popular show on Disney's new platform, Disney Plus, which is becoming one of the most popular streaming services, and you're the lead female character, and now you're working with Ben Shapiro because you said, my gender is bleep bloop, because you're a fucking moron who's working for Disney, whose entire thing is, there's no R-rated shit on Disney Plus. Mm-hmm. It's a squeaky clean service for fucking kids. And you can't, for 2 seconds, because those kids are going to find you, because you're a role model to them now, and you say, trans people are fucking dumb, do. Just shut the fuck up and do your job.
I don't think...
You could have been she was in Deadpool before this. Her career path was, Hollywood literally wants strong female characters. That's all they fucking want. And you're a woman who has played multiple female strong characters that people like, that not just SJWs like, but anti-SJWs, people who fucking hate SJWs like these characters. Because people like Mandalorian and Deadpool either way. No matter what your political spectrum is, people like that show and movie. And you just can't take this golden opportunity. How are you being treated like a Jew? You're just a fucking clown. You're the Joker. You need to be in the new Batman vs. Justice League movie where he literally says we live in a society. You need to be that character.
Yeah.
Not Jared Leto.
So
basically she's a fucking moron.
Yeah. The First Amendment doesn't keep you from being fired from your job or taken off platforms. It just means you can't be...
The First Amendment doesn't protect you from screaming fire in a crowded theater.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell?
Yeah, it's just you can't get arrested for being I hate the president.
Yeah,
that's all the First Amendment. It means you can't be federally charged for things you say. Right. Doesn't mean you can't be kicked out of a job.
Yeah,
that's not what the First Amendment is.
You signed a contract.
Yes,
and you literally, and I think it is actually in the Disney contract that you cannot, you have to represent yourself as an employee of Disney. And the thing is that it's
because they have an image to uphold,
right? And I mean, and that's the thing. It's she was warned because the bleep bloop stuff was her first problem, and this was during the end of season 2. Disney, there was articles being written saying she's been warned because they had to do that because Disney didn't want to fire her, and they're like, if she keeps doing this, we will fire her. That's what kept the public off their back because people were like, you need to fire her because she's super transphobic. And then she said, wow, the Republicans are blah, 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 blah. And this is mainly because she said this in a response because of the insurrection. People were being held accountable. The Republicans are being made fun of right now because of the insurrection.
Yeah.
But of course we're going to make fun of you. You guys are nothing but conspiracy theorists. We can't take you seriously. Of course you're going to be made fun of. So she is like, wow, I can't believe they're making fun of us over the insurrection. And it's like...
Then she gets offended.
Yeah, and then she's like an offended little baby.
Yeah.
Which my friend posted something about her being fired and how it's a good thing. And then someone said that the only comment on it was such a butthurt little baby. And I was just like, how he's not butthurt. He's like happy that she's fired. You're butthurt that she got fired. You don't know.
Maybe he was saying that she was.
No. He was specifically saying, because we talked to him. He specifically was saying that the guy posting was butthurt because he was offended by what she said. And it's like, yeah, but aren't you a butthurt little offended baby because she got fired for saying it?
Yeah.
You are. You're a butthurt little baby. That's why you said that we're butthurt because you're so butthurt. But you're the butthurt. I'm not butthurt about it at all. What she said doesn't even offend me. I don't even think it's that bad. But she was on thin ice, and she's like, I'm going to make some controversial hot takes that support Republicans. And it's like, you dumb bitch. Why? Why can't you just do your job and get famous and get rich? Why did you throw it all away to work with Ben Shapiro? What is wrong with you, you dumb, stupid person? So, yeah. I don't know. I'm so tired of this, like, Republicans just crying. Like, we have to take it back. Mm-hmm. We have to start saying what they say about them. Because, like, what's the other thing they say? They call everyone communists, and they say, like, they're not American and stuff. We have to do that to them, too.
Not patriots.
We have to say, like, they would say, you hate America. We need to start saying, you hate America. We gotta start saying, you hate America.
Yeah.
Because they're literally supporters of the South, and they literally cause an insurrection. They literally perform an insurrection on America. Like,
they're the Patriot Party.
No, they're not patriots.
I know.
I refuse.
That's what they call themselves.
Though. I know. Just like the Patriot Act is supposed to be for the people, and it just spies on all of us.
Yeah.
You've raped the word. The word means nothing anymore.
So, well, it means bad.
Well, to us, patriot means bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. Republicans and Christians, but not all Christians, but the Republican Christians, they've just gone out of control. They're just, we got to do something about it.
We should start being make patriots a slur.
It kind of already
is. You dirty fucking patriot.
But that won't work. No, that won't work though, because they'll just feel empowered by it. We have to call them monsters. I feel like they're not. We used to call them Nazi, and I feel like now Nazi empowers them. They're like, they're not even upset by that term anymore.
No, they're like, oh, you just call everyone Nazi.
Yeah, we have to start calling them monsters. We have to say they hate America. Most Republicans do hate America, so it's not in that stretch of a truth. Republicans are so anti-America, like it's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Against everything America's ever stood for. Which someone said Rush Limbaugh is a spokesperson of America, and it's like. He's spokesperson for racism. I don't know. Sometimes when you talk to white Republicans, you're just like, well, it's racist. They're like, they just squint at you. They're like, why is that upsetting to you? It's like, they have to be like, I know it's racist, but they're going to talk about this other thing. And it's like, no. That thing is bad. Like, that's, but they don't understand because they literally don't think it's bad. They don't think racism is bad. I don't know. They don't say it, but they have a hard time understanding what you're saying because they don't understand that racism is bad.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and then you just get that outlier of a black Republican.
Yeah,
and you're like, why do you?
There's a lot of black people who are basically they're tired of the idea of black people whining and demanding more, and like they want to show that they themselves as individuals are willing to work hard. And they're like, I don't like other whiners. Like, I want to work hard. I want to prove that I deserve it. Basically, they fall into the right-wing propaganda, and they believe it. And then they put down each other, basically. And it's like, I'm here to tell you, no, right-wing propaganda is nothing but bullshit. And I'm not, if you believe in God, you can believe in God without believing a bunch of stupid-ass shit that goes against the Bible anyway, that I don't know why Christians even try to pretend. Rush Limbaugh, a Christian. Rush Limbaugh had like 4 wives, and like he cheated on them. Like Rush Limbaugh took boner pills so he could keep having keep having sex, but not producing babies, which is the whole reason why gay marriage is wrong.
Yeah,
the reason why gay marriage is wrong is because that's sex without procreation. So if you, Shut the fuck up, Rush Limbaugh. So, oh man, I wish I remembered this quote earlier. This is one of his best quotes. He said, "Democrats are ruining like the family structure because Democrats, they don't care if it's 2 men, 2 women. They don't care if it's 1 man with 3 women. They don't care if it's 3 men and 3 women. As long as everyone consents." He said like it's a bad thing. And then then he started to say, "So you're telling me a man with multiple women is not as bad as 1 man, 1 woman, but they don't consent?" Yes. Rush, that's rape. You've described rape. You just said that rape is better than a polyamorous relationship. No, rape is not better than polyamorous relationship. Rape is the worst no matter what. There's nothing worse. This, like,
And there's some old guy like, yes, Rush.
yeah, it's like the only thing worse than rape is like other versions of rape that are worse than like normal rape. So like once rape enters the equation, that's automatically the worst one. And as long as rape's involved, then it's like in the list of things that are bad. Like it's not like it's like what is your argument? He says it. He says the word consent like it's like as long as they agree to it, it's fine. But if I trick my wife, if I trick an underage girl to sleep with me, but she says yes that one night because I gave her alcohol, oh, that's worse than 3 adults having sex at the same time. Yeah, it's way worse, Rush. It's not even close to the same thing. I can't believe the most popular radio talk show guy, fucking advocates rape. I don't understand. Like, so I'm glad he's dead.
Yeah.
I wish he didn't die of cancer. I wish he died from like being beat to death or something.
Yeah, I wish like he was just raped to death by
That would have been great too. I wish he was raped.
by a bunch of gay black people
Yeah, sure. And one woman.
and 1 woman with
But
a penis.
Yeah, sure. Let's throw a trans person and then someone with a peg,
Yeah,
and they spit roast him
yeah.
or whatever it's called. That's what it's called.
While he's being stabbed on the sides.
Yeah, while they're stabbing him.
Yeah.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
But it has to be filmed because if we're paying for this, then we deserve to watch it.
Right.
So I can't believe he said that. He was like, I wanna watch. I wanna watch you get fucked. And I'll pay for it. Like, you're the original pay picky. The original fucking cuck. I can't believe he said that. Like, he's like, oh, I just own the libs. Like, do you just expose yourself as a cuck? I mean, I guess his dick doesn't work, so... I'm just glad he's dead. He deserves it. He deserved it. He deserved it way long ago. It's not even that good that he's dead because it's like he still destroyed so much.
Yeah.
He caused so much pain and suffering in this world.
At least cancer is just like a really bad way to go.
Yeah. I'm hoping it was painful.
Yeah. Painful and slow.
I wish he was still alive just so people could be like, God gave you cancer because you're wrong. Which I always like to say, like, you know, I hope heaven's real so you don't go there. Because you wouldn't go there. If God was real and heaven and hell were real, Rush Limbaugh would be in hell. That's just how it is.
Yep.
A lot of Christians who think they're Christian would be in hell too. So that's just how it is. Shout out to Christians who are just decent people. But the ones of you who think you're decent people but you're homophobic, go fuck yourselves.
Yeah.
And
Fuck them.
There's a song by Bad Religion called Fuck Armageddon, This Is Hell.
Yeah.
It's about how people judge him because he doesn't believe in God. But horrible people are praised for believing in God.
Yeah.
And so he says, how could hell be any worse when life down here is such a curse? And I like the idea of it because it's like if you have kids and they're gay and you spent your entire life being a Christian, don't you think that's God's way of telling you something? But instead they like kick them out and like or like beat them or something, or humiliate them and like try to destroy their own child's life, which you would think is like the ultimate sin, you know, because those kids like need you, you know, and you're just like attacking them while they're defenseless. Like you're taking advantage of vulnerable people and you're spreading poison. So I mean, I hope that people, I hope they are shamed for what they did to their kids. I hope every day for them is a living hell full of agony, because that's way better than just dying. Is like, yeah, that is hell. So like, yeah, fuck them. So I mean, I'm just saying, if you're one who believes in God, I'm just saying, please be nice to your kids. They're just normal people. They're not. They came out of you. They came from you.
You made them gay.
You made them. Yeah, it's your fault. Well, that's the thing. I saw a tweet that was like, "Damn, son, half our parents are gay and trans, and they just repress it." It's true. It's totally true. I mean, I have a friend whose mom was gay, but she didn't know till after he was already like, you know, in his teens or something. So like, she just thought she just pretended to be straight her whole life, basically, because you know, it was harder to express those feelings unless you're in like the right circles. But if you're like in like conservative circles, it's gonna be hard to express those emotions. So, but yeah, it's like, but also I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that if a sibling is gay, then every sibling younger has to be gay. And I don't know if that's true or not. But people say it's something to do with like, it's something to do with like just the way like hormones work or something when women are, because I also there's isn't it, it's like something can happen to you where it's like once you have a female baby, it's like all of your babies are girls, but it has to be like this certain thing happens to you first. I don't know, it's weird like that. But
Well, I mean,
everything involving like
I have an older sister.
yeah, I it's not no matter what. It's like something has to happen. But it's like everything that happens with like your kids, a lot of it has to do with like the hormones inside the woman. So like something can just happen differently, and now you know, and you have different boy or girl, which that's you would think is really common, right? You would think that's really common. So I don't know. It's like a weird thing to think about, but
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's true or not. I'm still not entirely sold that being gay is you're born this way or not. I do think I don't know. I feel like it's still. I feel like it's not a choice though.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's something that you can like you would develop into it basically. Like I feel like if you're like 2 or 3, it's like, oh, you're gay. Like because so much happens that changes your life when you're like a baby. So I wonder how much of it is your brain chemistry, how much of it is your environment.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to tell, but yeah. Jeremiah is coming. So
I think he like just pulled up. Maybe
he told me he
I
was
don't know.
on his way.
I heard a car pull up.
He told me he was on his way.
But we're almost at the end.
Yeah,
Anyway.
we might pause here and wait for him.
Yeah. Well, shout out to Hentai Consumer and The Real
Yes.
Jesus.
We should talk about that for a second. Shane has been streaming
I've been
solo streaming.
Solo streaming. Quite a journey.
Yeah.
First I solo
Playing the
streamed
games he always talks about on here.
Yeah. I at first I solo streamed Sekiro,
Yes.
which is one of the games that I'm always just like getting so horny for it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you talk about it, like once a month on the podcast, I feel like.
At least, yeah. And that went really well. It was a lot of fun. I streamed 6 hours and I beat the game twice.
Yeah. So if you want to know if you want to see Shane put his money where his mouth is, I mean.
Yeah.
And also,
I've always said that I'm like a god at Sekiro. And
if you're also interested in hearing about Sekiro and Bloodborne and stuff because he talks about it, well then, now you can see it basically. Go ahead and let Jeremiah know.
It's unlocked.
All right, Jeremiah.
Well, so-
We're an hour in,
Wait.
so get in here.
We need to move the couch and shit.
No, you just have to stand or something.
Okay. It's almost over.
Yeah.
We're an hour
But-
in, but we'll do another like 20 minutes or so with you.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
just gonna pop a squat here.
Say your famous catchphrase. And...
Pop a squat.
Papa Smurf.
Pop a squat and mama stand.
Anyway.
And then I'm doing a stream of Bloodborne, which I just started.
You're going to do
This
more
week.
Saturday?
Yep.
Cool.
I'm gonna finish it on stream. I'm gonna beat the whole game on stream.
Nice.
Yeah,
Good.
and that was I think it's gonna be a lot of fun playing Bloodborne 2.
Yeah. When Bloodborne 2 comes out.
Yeah. I mean Bloodborne as well. Like
I know.
Sekiro was a lot
What
of
game
fun.
are you gonna play after Bloodborne?
I don't know.
I was thinking about buying Resident Evil 6, but the price actually went all the way back up, so it's like $60 by itself. Or no, it's $20 by itself, or $60 for all three.
Oh.
Yeah, the price went back up, so
Mm.
I'm not gonna get it anytime soon. I'm gonna wait till it's on sale again.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
we could possibly stream Resident Evil 5 on professional difficulty.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I don't know what game I want to stream next.
oh yeah, and we could keep streaming A Way Out too.
Well, okay.
But
How about this? If there's a game you want to see me stream
Well, yeah,
solo, comment it.
yeah.
Will you do retro games?
I'll do any
I mean, It has to
game.
be on like the PS5.
Yeah. So I've already done Sekiro and I'm working through a Bloodborne stream.
I'll stream Sonic
Comment.
Mania. That's a retro. It's like not a retro game, but it's supposed to be a retro game.
Yeah. So comment if you want me to what game you like me to play next after Bloodborne. Or come in the stream and tell me.
I'll play all of Kingdom Hearts because all of it's on PS5. The entire series, the entire franchise. I'll play all of it, baby.
Yeah, you just beat 7, right?
No, I beat FF7, Final Fantasy 7. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that game's awesome. Everyone knows that though. That's not a mystery. I highly recommend it.
It's alright.
It's an easy game for babies. So if you don't like JRPGs, you don't worry about it. It's so easy. Your mom can beat it. It's so easy. But it's very fun. Because you get really strong high stats and you go, woo! 7,000 damage and you feel really accomplished.
Doubt that JRPGs are always boring.
No.
Yeah.
No, I think that
If you comment a JRPG for me to play next, I'm gonna fucking kill you.
I think that real-time combat games are very overrated. Especially, but like mostly in RPG form. I think The Witcher 3 and Fable are two like games that do it well, but like if you're gonna do it like Zelda, where you don't have numbers attached to your strength. Like, just do it where you hit something and it does the same amount of damage. Like, because otherwise you're like ruining the flow of the combat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're fucking up the combat. Like, take a game like Destiny, for example. You just shoot the same thing 50 times until it dies. Or you get really high level and shoot it like 5 times. I think that's horrible gameplay design. I don't think that's good at all. I don't think shooting and RPG work together at all. I don't know why. People like Borderlands, and it's because of like the level ups you get. It's because like when you level up, you get like these cool powers that make you feel like super powerful. But it's not because when you shoot something, it takes 5 clips of ammo. That's not why people like Borderlands.
Yeah.
So if you're like me, you like to save up your powers. You spend most of the time shooting stuff, the same thing over and over and over because it takes forever to kill something. So you just have to start like spamming your grenades and using your powers and stuff. Cause
Well, I mean, I don't know. Dark Souls isn't like that, and it's got
yeah, Dark Souls also has very good mechanics with combat. Like Dark Souls was made for that style of RPG mechanic. Dark Souls is basically a turn-based game, but we don't take turns. It's just all at once. It is. I'm sorry. I hate to break it to you.
it's not.
It's based off of that ideology where you wait, you dodge, you block, parry, or dodge. Then it's your turn to attack. That's why it's basically turn-based. That's why it's
just an RPG where they let you do the stuff, which
Yeah.
has always been my problem with RPGs.
Yeah.
Is where it's like, okay, now watch as your guy either misses or hits. And
Right.
It's like, well, I would have hit it. Like,
Right.
he's right there, and he's like the weakest character. Like,
Yeah.
That's where like the D&D inspiration comes from, where it's like your stats determine if you miss or not. But like in a normal game, so a game like Dark Souls, you might miss or you might time it wrong and they'll block it. But that's very rare. Like you're either going to get a fucking backstab, which is like a critical, or you're just going to do your normal amount of damage, basically. And that's what like Demon Souls and Dark Souls is like. Which is why I like Dark Souls and Demon Souls, because it manages to do that line perfectly, whereas other games, I'm trying to think of an example that's not like like Elder Scrolls, like Skyrim. Combat in Skyrim is fucking atrociously bad.
Yeah.
It's terrible. I don't know why anyone thinks. And that game is so well beloved, though. It's so popular. I don't know why.
I think just because it's like the first open world fantasy, like.
But yeah, it's a lot of people's like first open world fantasy.
It's a nostalgia thing. That's why they don't make a new one.
Well, they're making a new one. It's just we have no information on it. All they said was Elder Scrolls 6. Like we don't even know what the name of it is. Like 4 is Oblivion, 5 is Skyrim. We don't know what this one's called, but it was announced like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know when we'll see it. I mean, I'm always down for those games. I played Fallout 3 and 4 and New Vegas and Outer Worlds. Like, you know, I play these games I'm talking shit on. Like, but I just don't think they work gameplay wise fundamentally at all. I think Fallout did it better with like VATS.
Mm-hmm.
That helped a lot. But yeah, I don't think that. I think real time combat. I think that's part of why Demon Souls is so popular, though, is because it actually does it the correct way. So, where the gameplay is based, it's not based around. It's kind of based around having the higher number, but not really. That's more for like, when you come back, yeah, you're gonna be way stronger. But the pacing of the game is made to where you don't really need to grind. It's made around strategy and like using your head.
Usually, whenever you go to a new area, you should be.
You should be the
leveled up
right
enough,
level.
Yeah.
And that,
where it's just like this, you're fighting the same.
Yeah, you shouldn't have been able to beat the boss before unless you're like strong enough to be there, basically.
Right. Like when you go from one area and you're doing damage, the next area you go to, you'll do the same amount of damage, even though the enemies.
But the enemy's stronger. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the game will be harder, more so based off if you don't know what weapons to use and
how to make a build or something.
Yeah, how to use your stats accordingly.
But then if you like,
that's how Final Fantasy is though. Final Fantasy is like you need to use the right weapons for the right stats, and that's what I'm just saying. It's all numbers. It's just fucking numbers. It boils things down to literally the numbers. And that's what it is, man. And using a proper strategy that works to keep your team going. And now you can play the game where you can win, or you can play the game where you're fucking super fucking powerful and OP because you're using the right combination of things. And you're like, okay, you use haste so that way you have your turns go faster. Okay, now you use barrier so that way we take way less damage. Now you use Ultima, which is the strongest magic attack. Now I gave you the double cut materia. That means you attack twice every turn. And you give it to your strongest guy, you give him no magic materia. He don't need no fucking magic. You just make him straight up, you give him super speed every turn, and he just kills everything. And I beat the final boss in like 5 hits. And I was like, damn, I thought this game was hard when I was a kid. Yeah. That's why RPGs are fun. That's why Demon Souls and Dark Souls is fun. That's why I like all the JRPGs I play, is because I like to exploit the game as much as possible and make the strongest possible characters. So,
I think I have a bad opinion of JRPGs because of Pokemon.
I think
That's
a lot
what
of people.
all of them feel like to me.
I think a lot of people think of Pokemon, and Pokemon's a good game when you're a kid because like you're like, cool, look at these characters, I want to catch them. But it's not really good, like, gameplay-wise.
No, it's so boring. You have to grind.
It's terrible. Yeah, that's a game where you need to fucking grind.
You have to grind so much, and it's just like the animations take so long.
Yeah.
And you do one hit to the enemy and it dies, and you get XP, and then you walk down.
You can turn off the animations, but then it's like you're just reading text, and it's like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
So it's like, there's no winning with Pokemon.
Yeah, I refuse to play games where I grind, too.
Yeah.
Like, I do that all day. This is supposed to be my, like, de-stressor.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And it's like, like, if I wanted to sit in one place and do the same thing, I'd ask for extra hours at work.
When I come home from work, I hop on Dragon Ball FighterZ online, and I work really hard and get my ass handed to me, I just turned it off and started playing Animal Crossing or Kirby. And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, I want a baby game. I'm gonna put Lego Star Wars on. I don't want to try right now. This is bullshit.
Among Us, Lego Star Wars. Some
Yeah.
parts, it's just like,
Give me the win.
yeah, give me a win or
Make
give
me
me a
win.
lose. Like, yeah.
I want to win. I want an easy game. Kirby is fun because there's no challenge whatsoever. And it's like, do you want dual swords and a lightsaber and fireballs and stuff? And you just want to kill everything on screen? Yes. And you just kill the fuck out of all these little cute things. It's like, thank you, Kirby. And then you don't have to worry about jumping. You just fly. There's no penalty at all. It's made to be an easy game, and that's the whole point. So, I love it. I love Kirby. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard because anytime one of my friends is like, "Okay, then what's a good JRPG?" I feel like I don't know how to get them into it.
It has to be a JRPG
I like.
for, like, your personality, basically. Like, some people are going to be really into Pokemon. Some people are going to be
It
really
is.
into, like,
'Cause I watch
League
you-
of Legends.
I do
like,
think it's like a book where it's like, I don't read books unless I really fucking want to read a book. Like, I have to really want to read that story.
Like, I watched you play Persona 5,
Yeah.
and I still thought it was fucking boring. After you were hyping it up, and I was like, nah, this is just fucking boring.
Well, when I was playing, I was like running around this big giant maze thing. I was like, yeah, I'm just running around a giant maze thing.
It was fucking boring to me.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. A lot of it is just random encounters and in like the same battle over and over and over and over. So it's about getting. For me, it's like, oh, I had to learn what beats what and how to do things. And if you're just watching me do that, you're like, okay. Like, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, I think a good the first JRPG I played was Final Fantasy VI on Super Nintendo, which was don't worry about that. It's just someone peeing in my vents.
Oh.
I'm just joking.
Mostly joking.
Mostly joking. And Final Fantasy VI was like, there's no voiceovers. You just have to read everything. But the characters are really funny. And so I got really good at that game. And it's like, I don't know how to get people into it. You just have to like it. Just like with any RPG. You just have to want to like... Like, the thing is, Witcher can get anyone into it. Because The Witcher's fucking badass. Like, anyone can play The Witcher and instantly be like, yeah, I want to play this. Because it's so fucking cool right off the bat. The characters are all awesome. The side stories are better than, like, the main story. Like, you care about the universe. And it's hard to make someone care about a game's universe. That's just... You know?
Yeah.
So...
It also... Some people just aren't going to appreciate the same medium.
That's true, too.
Like...
Because, like, I don't play strategy games. I don't play...
And I fucking love strategy games.
Yeah.
I love puzzle games. I
like puzzle games a lot. I used to like racing games and sports games, but now they all suck.
Yeah.
But back in the day, they were fun.
Back in the day, when they were coming out with them, like, as a new thing,
Yeah.
that was fun. It's now that they figured out the equation and just keep putting the same game out with better graphics.
Yeah. Well, EA bought the rights to football exclusively, and then 2K was like, fine, we're going to buy the rights to basketball exclusively. And it's like, all right, cool. You guys aren't even trying anymore. They don't even try to... And now it's all about loot crates and loot boxes. It's not even about...
Best sports game is Mario and Sonic Olympics Rugby.
Thank God.
It was empty.
Yeah. I spilled the beer already during my...
Oh.
It's really... You went...
It fell, and I caught it upside down, and I was trying to fix it, and I couldn't. And it was just... My beer is just going all over the
You just
floor.
gotta slide your thumb over the hole.
Well, I was grabbing here, and the hole was over
caught
here.
it between his legs, and the hole was behind him, just facing down.
Yeah,
It's just like
pouring out.
It's like a,
And I'm
like
like,
a dog pissing on the floor.
I'm like desperately trying to fix it, and I can't fix it because it's like I'm like doing. I'm like, what the fuck is
It
going on?
took like so long, and it was
Yeah.
still just like blah 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 blah.
I heard it, and I was like, God. But like it was just I didn't want to stress out too much because I knew it wouldn't help. Yeah. Fuck. Yeah. I guess, like a lot of people who get into Final Fantasy is because, like, I know a lot of girls who play Final Fantasy, And it's because like they think the boy characters are hot. And it's like, how do I get people to play these games, you know? You need the big titty mamas from the new one. The new girls going in Smash. That's not from a turn-based game, but the combat in Xenoblade is like, you walk into them and they start attacking like an MMO or something. And some people like that more. I don't really like MMO style combat. I don't play WoW or anything like that. So
Yeah. I don't
But-
know. Xenoblade looked good because of the big titty. You catch big titty
Yeah.
anime GFs.
I actually did like Xenoblade. I played Xenoblade 2, and that's one of the only games, that and Knights of the Old Republic are the only two games I played that are that fighting style. But Knights of the Old Republic is you get to fucking become a Jedi or a Dark Jedi based on your decisions, and then you have your friends and you have to discuss what their path in life too with them, and they will do things. But it's like, this is BioWare at their best before Mass Effect. This is like their best game, and it's like the best game to ever do choosing your own morality ever, and it's Star Wars. And you get to be a Jedi, and you get to pick your powers, or if you want one
Wow.
lightsaber, two lightsabers, a fucking Darth Maul lightsaber. It's like the ultimate RPG with Star Wars shit. So I'll play that shit.
Yeah, and now EA doesn't have exclusive rights.
Yeah, thank
so,
God. Well, EA bought BioWare, but then they
Oh.
didn't make any Star Wars games.
Yeah.
They made one Star Wars game with BioWare, and that was the MMO version of Knights of the Old Republic, which was just called Old Republic. And that game no one likes.
And then they made Anthem.
Because they like... people like KOTOR because it's got a really good story. That's the story of Darth Revan. Darth Revan is like a guy who becomes the champion of Mandalore, who becomes a Sith before the Sith Order even exists, because he disagrees with the Jedi Order, and he's basically a gray Jedi, but he's a Sith Lord. And then, like, he gets killed by his apprentice, as you do as a Sith. But it turns out the main character was Darth Revan the whole time? What? And it's like,
Wait,
but,
you play as Darth?
yes, but you had your memory fucked up. And that's why the Jedi's like, wait a minute, you have Force powers. And then you start learning Force powers. And then you have to fight alongside other Jedi. And you meet Gray Jedi, you meet Dark Jedi, you meet Good Jedi. And you basically convince all of them to go whatever you want to go. So by the end of the game, the Jedi Master that you, like, freed in the beginning is this chick with a double-edged lightsaber. She can be this evil chick who's, like, madly in love with you at the end of the game. Or you can be, like, these two Jedi who, like, save the Jedi Order together. But this thing is, like, you're Darth Revan, who was basically a Grey Jedi anyway. Do you want to go full evil, or do you want to learn the error of your Sith ways and become a good Jedi? Like, it's up to you. You get to fucking write the story. It's awesome. Like, that's a good-ass game. It was on the original Xbox and PC. Like, that's a good-ass fucking game. Now, RPGs aren't good like that, though. Besides, like, a handful. Like, Witcher 3 is a good example. The other good RPGs are, like, you know, like you were saying, like Dark Souls. I know you like the story, but I don't play for the story at all. I don't care about the story.
And they know that.
Yeah.
The developers know that.
The story-
From Software knows that.
And I'm glad, because you can't make someone care about the story right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going to care about the story unless they like the game first. So I hate when games have all the story stuff set up, and it's just like, I don't fucking care. You're like, let me play.
From Software games, it's more about the atmosphere.
Yeah.
It's just like, whoa,
You
this
kinda-
is a cool...
Yeah, you kind of like come up with your own story as you're playing, because it's your character, you know.
Mhm.
So
And it's like, it's more about the atmosphere and the setting. You're just like, I'm in a cool medieval
yeah,
decrepit society
it's just a cool
thing.
game. You play as a cool knight.
Yeah.
It's cool. Or a little wizard boy.
And then
Or
the
purple
story
guy.
is all in text and
Yeah.
and dialogue.
So the only people who
And then if you want to look into the lore,
Yeah.
there are people who get really into that
The
and
people
make
who
YouTube
know-
videos.
people who know everything about the story are the hardcore fans, and that's how I'm fine with that.
And I didn't learn about the story through the game. I
Yeah.
looked into it because I was interested in
I
the
just
game.
bought the Solaire amiibo. There's only one amiibo for Dark Souls, and it's the knight doing the little,
Solaire.
Yeah, he's doing the little pose, the Solaire pose. And I was like, oh yeah, there's one Dark Souls amiibo. It costs $100 because scalping, but if you buy the Japanese version off eBay, it's only $10.
Nice.
So I bought the Japanese one. It's not coming till like April or something.
That's fine.
But I was like, hey, because I have so many amiibos, I was like, hey, I should get the Dark Souls one.
Yeah,
now.
because they put Dark Souls on Switch.
Yeah.
I wish more companies would make more amiibos because they're funny. Like, it's funny to have... The fact that I'm going to have a Dark Souls one doing the Solaire pose is funny to me. So, yeah.
Maybe I'll stream Dark Souls next. I don't know.
Which one's the easiest one?
They're all about the same.
Yeah, you think so? Do you think even Bloodborne's about the same? Or would you say you...
It's like comparing apples to oranges.
Is it? Is it really that different? I figured Bloodborne was really similar. I guess not.
You can't... It's hard to explain. But when you play it, you'll know.
What was the order of release? Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, then Bloodborne?
Yes.
And then Dark Souls 3?
And then Sekiro.
Then Sekiro. Okay. And now Demon Souls again.
And then Demon Souls
But I
again.
guess
And then Elden
that's-
Ring.
Demon Souls is like technically a different company, but whatever.
Same universe.
It's the same game. Oh,
Well,
Demon Souls is not in the same universe as Dark
No,
Souls.
yeah, Demon Souls is its own thing. But they're very similar.
But Bloodborne may or may not be in the same universe as Dark Souls.
Oh, maybe Sekiro's in the same universe.
Oh, maybe.
That's way different time period and different location.
Yeah, but there's a Bloodborne character in the first Dark
And then it
Souls.
turns out, when you die, you were Darth Revan the whole time. Whoa!
No, but there's actually, I've told you this. There's a Bloodborne character in the first Dark Souls.
Yeah, you told me.
Yeah.
In the first one?
Yeah. And
Did
you
Bloodborne
get
come out after 1 or 2?
Huh?
Bloodborne definitely came out
before 3 and after 2.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, for a fact
I
it did.
remember Bloodborne being a huge deal when it came out.
But
Also, it was one of the first PS4 games, so...
and
that's
it's
probably
really interesting that there's a Bloodborne character in the area that you go to, because you get sucked back into the past.
Oh.
And then the Bloodborne character's like, "Oh, you got sucked back into the past? So did I." And it's like,
Well, why is there a knight in armor in Sekiro?
I don't know.
And why does he care about Robert or whatever?
I don't fucking know.
He says like an American name when he dies.
Yeah, I know. It's really weird.
I don't get it. Or at least a non-Eastern name, I'll say that.
Yeah, I
much.
was gonna say Robert's like
Yeah, Robert's not... It's not like it was invented in America.
It's like a French name or whatever.
Old name. It's a European name. And America's just all European people. But
And he's the only character in the
He's
game
he's
that wears a
fucking
suit of armor.
Knight. Literally the most generic-looking knight possible. He's this big dude with a big sword, and you can only kill him by knocking him off this bridge. And he goes, Robert!
Yeah.
And it's like, who's Robert?
Yeah.
Ooh, is it Demon Souls? Is it another
No.
game? Is it Elden Ring? Ooh.
Well, it could be Elden Ring, but
Could be.
because that does look kind of like,
It is weird. It's very out of place, I felt like.
yeah.
When I saw him, I was like, this doesn't make any fucking
And he's the only character in the game that has it.
But I was like, yeah, but it's Japanese. Like, Metal Gear Solid is full of so much shit that makes no fucking sense.
Well,
I was like, oh yeah, 'cause
I also
Japanese developers just don't give a
Yeah.
fuck.
I also told you there's one character in Bloodborne somewhere who wears samurai armor.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's like they keep referencing each other, but
Yeah.
in the future. So
They could be. I don't know. It's wacky.
yeah, it is wacky. It is scary. Okay. This episode, Jeremiah, we talked about how Rush Limbaugh is a piece of shit who said that...
Was.
Yes.
Yeah.
He said that, he made fun of gay people who died of AIDS all the time. He also made fun of Kurt Cobain because Kurt Cobain was a heroin addict, and so Kurt Cobain deserves to die for that reason. So we've established it's okay to make fun of him that he died. But then we also talked about how he said if you are a woman and this doesn't exist yet, birth control is not covered by insurance. But in the future, when it is covered by insurance, if this ever happens, because he said this back in the 2000s, it's been 20 years since then, it still hasn't fucking happened. He died before we saw this happen. He said if you take contraceptives and we're paying for it, then we deserve something because you're a prostitute if you do that. Because you're a slut, we're paying you to have sex. And he said those words, said you're a slut and a prostitute. Then we get to watch you have sex because we're paying for it.
I mean, it's No. It's more like we're paying to not have to pay for, like, what do you call it? Like
A child?
welfare, yeah.
Well, yeah,
We're paying you like
it's literally ending the abortion.
$5 for, or, whatever.
It's ending the
$15
abortion
for a
issues.
pill, yeah. Well, a lot of them consider that to be abortion.
I know, but it's like, how do you win at this point? Well, you win if you're a man and you're not
So,
a woman.
If you,
Because if you're a woman, you have sex and you're the devil.
I've been doing this a lot more recently.
Having sex?
No.
I really wanted to say yeah.
Yeah.
It's
No.
okay.
So if they actually, a lot of these people tend to be Christian if they're saying that.
Yeah.
If they actually read the Bible, they do abortion in the Bible.
Yeah.
They do.
Doesn't a woman pray to get rid of her baby or something?
No, they give her.
Oh, they actually perform an abortion?
They give her dirt water, and if
so
she miscarries the baby, then
they
she cheated on her husband, and if she didn't miscarry the baby, then she
So they
didn't.
force a miscarriage on her, basically.
Kinda, but like it's more. It's literally dirt water.
Yeah.
So like, kind of the theory is that they just like it was like all these guys being like, I think my wife's a whore, and then the priest was like, fuck it, if you drink this dirt water, you're a whore. Or like if you have a stillborn baby after you drink dirt water, you're a whore, and then probably it didn't happen a whole lot.
Yeah.
Because
It's bullshit.
Yeah, and then it's like, hey, look, your wife's not a whore, and like kind of just moved on. But
Right. Well, because it has nothing to do with being pro-life. It has everything to do with women are bad for having sex. So, yeah. I believe in. I have a dream. Move over, MLK. My dream is that every girl gets fucked. That's it. That's the whole dream. I hope every girl gets fucked by someone.
I dream that every girl gets fucked.
Yeah, every girl deserves to get fucked. Sometimes by me, maybe. Not all the time, just sometimes. Not every time.
gotta let them know what they're getting whenever they get Tyler. Like there's gotta be.
Imagine that, but with this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, I think I understand.
Was building up to this the whole time.
You get to heaven, it's just God. He looks like me.
And then he fucks you.
Yeah, and he's like, all right, baby. You've been waiting your whole life for this moment.
I've thought about that before. Like, what if heaven was just God, like, trying to fuck us all or whatever? And he, like, you get there and he's like, okay, it's time. Everyone's like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you now. And, like, it's like, what? And he's like, yeah, all these other guys.
This part in the Bible?
Yeah, no, like, did they not write this down? Like, this was the whole point.
He goes,
Like,
oh, man. I could have sworn I told him to put that... Oh, I guess I forgot.
you should have been Muslim, because those guys got virgins. You get
Yeah,
me. Like,
me.
and I am not. Like,
I'm not a virgin. I'll say that.
and STDs carry over to heaven, so.
You're whatever age you were when you died. You're like, oh, my hip don't work as good no more, God. That's okay. I can just heal your hips back to being not broken afterwards.
Heal them lips and heal them nips.
Oh. Oh. Oh my.
Get the clamps.
Is it not too late to go to hell? You gotta fuck God or Satan. What's your choice?
Is that a rhetorical?
Well, wouldn't Satan just be a fallen angel, or is he really like a demon guy?
No, he's a fallen angel.
So he's not really this red scaly dude with horns, right?
No. That's like an 1800s thing they made up.
He's just like a normal...
It's the same thing with the white Jesus.
He's just like a normal looking angel.
Yeah, but he's probably into like kinky shit.
Yeah, he might be a little gay, but I mean...
If he's fucking you,
But God's gay too if he's fucking
Yeah.
you. I mean,
No. God is both.
Oh.
Alright, so here's the anime. I always say an anime for people to watch. This is on Netflix. It's called Devilman Crybaby. I think I told your brother to watch it, Jeremiah.
Yeah.
I don't know if he ever did.
I think he watched the first episode and was like, yeah.
It's an insanely gory show with tons of nudity. But the the finale, it turns out his friend. Well, I don't want to say too much, but basically, a lot of shenanigans go down, and the rapture starts to happen. And this is not the kind of show where, and everything's gonna be okay at the end, right? The rapture happens. This is the end. But there's a famous angel that is a fallen angel that appears, and they have tits and a dick. And they're just an angel, so they're just out there with their tits and dick out at all times. And the original manga, he's like, "You're a hermaphrodite?" He says, "Yes." But that's changed. That's not good. That's not what it is now. So yeah, it's a...
Is that a bad word now?
Oh, I think it can be considered offensive. Because doesn't hermaphrodite mean you have both? Like both penis and vagina?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not what he was. He just had a penis and tits.
Okay.
But I don't think you can draw a vagina, and I think Japan will kill you if you do that. I think
Yeah.
you can only draw flaccid weenie and tits. You can't draw hard weenie and vagina. So, yeah. But yeah, it was made for Netflix, so it's extremely graphic. And the first episode involves them going to a nightclub, and everyone's got their tits out, and people are just like twerking on each other and fucking. And then the main character's like,
This is called
Devilman Crybaby.
Okay.
And he's like,
I'm
I'm
gonna make sure not to watch it.
Oh, okay. His friend's like, we gotta get people's demonic energy going. And he's like, take these drugs and start living it up, dude. And he's like, all fucked up. He's like, why aren't you taking anything? He's like, because I'm trying to get the demons to show up. And he's like, well, why'd I do it? And he's like, no reason. And basically everyone started turning into demons. And it's like, they're still like these like fucking titty monsters, and they're just like all fighting and killing each other. And then he becomes the devil man. And he's like, yeah, you became the best one. Because he wanted his friend to also become one of the demons. And he's like, well, if my friend dies, he dies. And that's when he becomes Devil Man. And then he's basically like a superhero, except for he's like got demonic powers, and he's not like a good guy. But he is a good guy. But his powers are that he's like, the devil, basically. And he's just this big, strong demon who kills other demons. It's fucking awesome.
I actually might need to watch that.
No,
That sounds
it's
fun.
legitimately a fucking great show. But yeah, it's very, I don't know. The ending is supposed to be a gut punch, so I'm just warning you
Okay.
ahead of time. But anyway, yeah, it's a good show. Featuring hermaphrodite demons.
Okay.
So when you go to heaven or hell, they have both probably. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Because why would they have only one? If God made us in his image, I would assume that he has both. Because where do you get the idea to make the vagina from?
He looked at a penis for a long time, and he was like, where does that go? Like, why did I do that?
He's like, why did I do that again?
Yeah. Damn it, I had a thought for that. Like,
he made the original woman, and there was like holes where the arms and legs are too. He's like, wait, that doesn't make any sense.
it's too much,
Too many holes.
Yeah.
Just one more hole than a guy.
Yeah.
Really, like, I guess there's a penis, like a pee hole, but there's a pee hole for girls too. But
Right.
it's just this whole confusing mess, okay? And he put the clit there. He's like, wait, I can't just get rid of the dick. I'll just make it really tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was heaven and hell. Okay.
That was, yeah.
This was a good hour-long podcast, and then the last 30 minutes are just pure chaos and debauchery.
That's how I like it. Chaos.
Yeah. Debauchery. Do you want to end this?
Yeah, let's wrap it up.
All right, so we'll be streaming. You'll be streaming solo. Eventually, we'll be streaming together, but I don't know what game.
Yeah. I still think. Well, I mean, Saturday if you want to hop on, you can.
Yeah, I might watch, but yeah, I meant like streaming a game together again. But
Yeah.
I guess we only did that once so far. We just kept talking about it.
Yeah.
We need to do a 4-person thing. Like, we talked about doing,
Yeah.
What game was that? The kitchen one. The
Oh,
Overcooked. We
Overcooked.
talked about doing Overcooked. I think we kind of talked about doing Crawl.
Yeah.
That
would be fun.
We need to have like Joey or James or someone on.
Any 4-player game streaming. Like I think when we streamed playing Towerfall and Broforce. I think that was a good time.
Broforce was good, yeah.
Yeah. So we can do.
Yeah,
more of that.
Towerfall.
Yeah. We just need more. Yeah, you need 4 games. What do you mean?
But yeah, what you're just gonna watch it, but join the party or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm probably not gonna play myself.
Okay.
But they might watch it.
Okay.
But I'll join the party so I can talk.
Right.
And be like, "What, Shane? You're not even a gamer."
Okay. Bye. Wasteland signing out podcast. Bye.